Would be the firstborn son. You and Sir have the same ears, same nose, but we don't see Sir.
Yeah, I know that's crazy. That's what
I was just trying to figure out how he got 2 daughters at a football game. Where's your son? You gotta understand that pisses people off. Like you have rights. Like
I don't understand. Like most people want to know, but I guess just like you say, he's so big and into their brand, and I'm not putting nothing on nobody. But I wouldn't know what he thinking. But I would know if this would be something I want to get out the way. You know, I wouldn't want this to go on for no.
Be doing so much and running, and it just really dawned on me. It's the man that my mom was underage when she consumed me. Anyone who'd have been older.
Embarrassed at the end of the day, I can take that. I really can. I've been through a lot, been seeing a lot. I could take me being embarrassed. Like this can't take nobody not saying.
The Rymir Carter has revealed something quite startling regarding the way the Carters, and Beyonce in particular, have treated him. After years of keeping this a secret, it now appears that the truth might be even stranger than before.
Really didn't know who that was because I was young and, you know, had my little brother, and I really wasn't worrying about it. She was saying it a lot, but I really just was going along with the person I was just seeing, like the person I looked at who was taking care of me at that time. I really wasn't really trying to understand what my mom was talking about, but she constantly put it in my head like, son, it's not your father, and I really want you to know it is. This person is your father, and I just want you to know. And she continued to tell me that over the years and over the years and over the years, even till I was grown. He never tried to contact me in any type of...
It is noteworthy to note that Jay-Z appears to have finally replied to Rymir's attempts to garner media attention throughout the years, following a lawsuit filed against him by his alleged son. According to Jay-Z, he has been interacting with Rymir Satterthwaite, a man who says he is his secret son, for more than 10 years.
All I'm asking is, like, because I honestly really want the case to be over with. Like, I've been going through, just like I said, a lot, and as I said, I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not trying to do this to make somebody seem like a bad person, a bad father. I'm not trying to make nobody seem like a bad person or nothing. I'm just really coming out here for the truth. I don't want no money or anything. I wasn't looking for none of that. I just want to know the truth and go to the courts and get the truth. Like, what is it really? Why are you? What is it? I just really want it over. It's something that's really affecting my life, and I just want it over with. I work every day. I also have my own kids to take care of. So it's like, it's been a journey for me, and it's just like, you know, I just got so much on my name right now. I never ask for money. I don't do interviews just saying, hey, Jay-Z, give me your money, or I'm coming at the Jay-Z for his money. I never did that. I'm not that type of person. I work for everything. Next is, I'm just trying to basically make sure no other kids or nobody else in the world has to go through this. Basically, don't feel afraid to go to court and see if a person is your biological parents. You know, so many people are scared, and this is a big thing in the world. A lot of people don't have their fathers because they scared to go out and search for them. And sometimes it only take a little search, you know, go search. And if it's wrong, we're adults. Well, most of us adults, even for the teenagers, this being a role model for them, showing you can go in the courtroom, and if you're doing everything correctly, you should be able to just get treated as equal as other person. You know, I've always been a person that I never hate anyone. I never, you know, I don't walk around with hate for a person. So I try to teach my kids that just be the best that you can be. So that's just a motto I go off. I would never hate Jay-Z. You know, it was never that type thing. You know, I respect him for everything he did. And as I said, I've been going through a whole lot through these years because this case, like me, my mom, my godmom, we didn't seen the worst. We didn't have people, you know, slander my name like you want Jay-Z money, and I hear it all. I'm going to fight until I'm not here no more, and it's never going to be against no one. Like, you know, I'm going to continue to fight. It'll take another 10 years, maybe another 50. Maybe I'll take this to the grave with me, but everybody can say I fought this.
Jay-Z's legal team recently requested that a federal judge dismiss Rymir's most recent case, claiming that the allegations are not fresh and have been denied numerous times. According to US Weekly, Rymir was subject to a court order in 2022 that prohibited him from bringing more cases about this issue without obtaining special authorization. That is because Jay-Z continued to file pointless cases, according to his team. In essence, matters that the court deemed to be neither legitimate nor serious. Is that the case, though? Given that Jay-Z is suspected of having numerous extramarital affairs, it makes reasonable that he would have a large number of unclaimed children. Carmen Bryan, for instance, is a name we hardly ever hear of. Her pregnancy with Jay-Z's child and her affair were largely unknown. Although she says she ended the pregnancy, many people believe she also kept Jay-Z's child, despite the fact that he did not want to be involved.
So you're friends with Jay-Z, and then at one point it turns romantic. After a year.
After a year.
After about a year and some change, you know, as things change. Yeah.
And this was Jay-Z during which album? I mean, Reasonable Doubt was already out.
This was, Reasonable. I met Jay-Z right after he dropped Reasonable Doubt.
Right.
Reasonable Doubt was out like a minute because I remember like, oh, what's this? Who's this? Oh, I like this song. And then I met him through a friend at a party. And the next day, Nas and I got into like some big fight and he pissed me off. And so I just thought, let me call Jay-Z. Went on him.
Okay. Now, Jay-Z's first single sampled Nas on the hook, Dead Presidents.
Yes.
So there's already this interesting connection between Jay-Z and Nas from the jump.
Right. But you know how I looked at that? I looked at, oh, that's the producer who sampled it. I didn't look at it. I didn't honestly see the correlation in the very beginning. Like, I didn't even think twice like, oh, well, these two might.
Okay. But Jay-Z knew that you had a daughter with Nas.
Yes, he did. He was aware of that.
He was aware of that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you guys are messing around. You and Nas are getting into problems, are having problems with your relationship.
Yes.
At what point does Takeover come out?
Takeover came out. I had already left Nas.
Okay.
I had already broken up with him. I shipped all of my things to LA. I moved. I packed Desi and I up. We were already out. So when that came about, Nas and I were not together. We were not in a relationship. We were still going back and forth like couples do who immediately break up. We were still seeing each other. It wasn't like the relationship was, completely null and void. That's difficult. You know what I mean? It takes a little bit of time to get over someone you've been in a relationship with for a decade. So I'm not going to say we weren't still intimate and seeing each other, but we weren't living together and we were not in a relationship. Takeover came when Takeover actually is a product of Jay-Z just being emotional.
The 55-year-old Jay-Z claimed that Rymir and his caregiver had been harassing him for years. According to him, the allegations made in the latest complaint have repeatedly been heard and dismissed by several prior courts. Jay-Z also claimed that Rymir, his late mother, and his caregiver falsely claimed that Rymir was his biological son in order to bring him into court.
Would be the firstborn son. You and Sir have the same ears, same nose, but we don't see Sir.
Yeah, I know that's crazy. That's what
I was just trying to figure out how he got two daughters at a football game. Where's your son? You gotta understand that pisses people off. Like you have rights. Like
I don't understand. Like most people want to know, but I guess just like you say, he's so big and into their brand, and I'm not putting nothing on nobody. But I wouldn't know what he thinking. But I would know if this would be something I want to get out the way. I wouldn't want this to go on for no.
His legal team brought up the fact that a court had previously determined years prior that someone else was Rymir's father and had mandated that person pay child support. A judge informed Rymir's mother in 2010 that she could not wait so long to declare Jay-Z the father after having already named someone else in 1994, according to Jay-Z's attorneys. Rymir is attempting to argue that all previous court decisions were incorrect and that Jay-Z should now be found guilty of fraud and other charges in this new file. According to Jay-Z team, this new lawsuit is only an attempt to circumvent the court ruling from 2022 that prohibits Rymir from bringing more claims without authorization. This is where Beyoncé enters the picture, since many people think she does not want an actual inquiry to reveal the truth about how she has handled Rymir and her own children.
You don't have Beyonce nothing. She's just light-skinned. I always thought it was kind of weird how she did resemble Jay-Z to a certain extent. But no, that girl is starting to look like Kathy. The eyes, the cheekbones, the jawline, the speltness of her thin figure, her shoulders. Like when she wore that dress with the Grammys, when he said, mic up to be inconvenienced for winning. That white thing that she wore with those boots. The way she walked up. The way she sashayed, and it was off the shoulder like Kathy used to wear off. May God have mercy on their souls if they took that woman's. May God have mercy on their souls if they done that. And for her. And it's my bloodline.
It's that bloodline.
On the front line.
We also know that Beyonce appears to have a history of removing her rivals for Jay-Z. And Jaguar Wright claims that she did this in collaboration with Diddy, a convicted felon.
Last question. I asked you to do this earlier, but I just want you to do it even more, go detailed. What do you predict will happen next in the future? You know, it's like you see it before it happens.
Kathy White's true killer is going to be unveiled. And it's not a man. And that woman died screaming.
Anything else?
Yeah. Show him the tape, Diddy. You got it.
Oh, man.
That might buy you a little time. You should probably stop looking for plastic surgeons.
Man.
Looking for a new life, new face. We gonna hang you high. Jay-Z too. Beyonce too. And we gonna round up all the family. Cause see, I love a good gay man. I just can't stand him. And that's what it is.
With that being
You
said,
wanna know what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
I'm about to f*** up America.
Oh,
That's what's about to happen next.
here we go.
No more filter. From this point forward, any word that I say, I ain't holding back. And I ain't saying alleged either. Y'all said I was lying the first time. Now it turns out I'm telling the truth. You still don't want to admit that I was right, but you don't want to admit that you was wrong. So really, then the diplomacy doesn't matter. I'ma just keep ruining your lives with the truth.
And here we
Do you know who passed away a few years ago under suspicious circumstances? The mother of Rymir. Following a lawsuit by the Rymir family against one of Jay-Z's attorneys, that 2022 injunction was issued. It stated unequivocally that without the court's consent, Rymir and his caregiver are not permitted to bring any additional cases in the state of New Jersey pertaining to the issue. Rymir has already made 2 unsuccessful attempts to contest the injunction, according to Jay-Z's camp. Jay-Z's attorneys are requesting that the court dismiss the case and order Rymir to reimburse them for their legal costs. Rymir responded, "This injunction order I am not aware of and have never been issued," when contacted by Us Weekly. Additionally, he asserted that all of the court orders in New Jersey are presently being appealed and that they were founded on fraud to prevent us from exercising our due process, which demonstrated Jay-Z's misconduct in relation to the perjury accusations. Regarding the allegation that Rymir's mother listed a different man as his father, Rymir stated that he still thinks Jay-Z is his biological father and that his mother was a minor during her pregnancy. Jay-Z's involvement with a juvenile is not new. There have long been allegations about an affair with Foxy Brown, who is 15 years old.
Shocked when Jay said the line in Picasso Baby, yes, because we've talked about that. We have a history that supersedes music, and we know how this business works. We sit back and we laugh at those rumors. We laugh at that. I think he began to feel the pressure because people were saying my age, the age thing. She was 15, 14. She was 15, 14. And after a while, that gets to a person. The Jay I know, the Sean I know, never comes out of character.
Additionally, according to the U.S., Rymir filed a new complaint on May 6th, claiming that Jay-Z is his biological father. He asserted that Jay-Z has consistently refused to submit to a DNA test, and that his mother, Wanda Satterthwaite, had S with him in the 1990s. Rymir has brought numerous lawsuits in various states, including Pennsylvania and New Jersey. In the most recent one, he charges Jay-Z and his legal team with deceiving multiple judges and attempting to conceal the truth about his fatherhood in order to avoid facing consequences. Rymir is requesting money in this instance to compensate for what he claims are psychological and emotional harm. Although the case is still pending, many people do not think he will make it through. Witnesses have already been intimidated by Jay-Z into abandoning their cases.
Actually exactly what Jay-Z's accuser is saying, that even though she dropped the lawsuit, she still stands by what she says, and she only dropped it because of harassment and the fact that she's terrified of Jay-Z. She says that Jay-Z is allegedly bullying her into saying that her accusations were false. In fact, in new legal documents, she is claiming that she was recently approached outside of her home and cornered by two people who told her they were investigators working for one of Jay-Z's lawyers. She claims they tried to get her to sign an affidavit stating that her claims against Jay-Z were false, but she refused. Jane Doe also claims the alleged investigators asked her if her attorney, Tony Busby, sought her out as a client and offered her money to pursue false claims against Jay-Z, two allegations she says she denied. He says this alleged confrontation left her intimidated and terrified, wondering how they found her when her identity had remained anonymous in media reports and legal proceedings. He also claims that her parents were approached by two investigators asking similar questions about Busby and her story. In the new documents, she reveals she decided to drop the claim because she was frightened by the reaction from Jay-Z and his supporters. He says she feared she would be publicly outed and subjected to public attacks.
Now, the fact that this case appears to match Jay-Z's MO is what makes it so intriguing. After having affairs and children, he would attempt to bury them. He will bury them if they do not occur or if they bring him into disrepute. For example, how did Aaliyah fare? We are aware that she passed away too soon, but was it truly an accident?
Time for Aaliyah Dana Houghton's death to be properly investigated. It's time for Fatima Robinson to speak up about what she heard on that phone. It's time for somebody to be honest about who gave Aaliyah the pills that knocked her out before she was carried onto a plane she didn't want to be on. It's time for the other dancers who knew she was terrified to get on that plane to speak up. And it's time for Hype Williams to be officially questioned about why he made her get on that plane and why they forced her to do it unconscious. It's time to talk hype. It's time for the public to ask you why Aaliyah couldn't get on Lenny Kravitz's plane and you had to put her on that clown car plane. And do yourself a favor before you make any statements. Please remember, dog shit out a little X. You're apprenticed. I know a lot more about you than you think I do.
However, a lot of people now feel that Jay-Z actually killed her and set up a scenario in which he believed her death could not be linked to him, all because she picked Dame Dash instead of him.
Because she was like a tomboy, she was little to me. But then one time, she was, I guess we had the same bookkeeper, and I walked past, and the thing about Aaliyah was like every time I saw her, she looked different. So she had different looks. That. And I realized it was Aaliyah, and then I just threw my A game. And then, you know, I guess Jay was trying to get at her as well, and I didn't know. And then it got brought up, and I was like, for y'all. But it never worked out for them, and we were both like trying to get at her. I kind of eased up, but then we ran into each other. It's a long story.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah. Obviously,
everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro.
Right.
She was like, you know, she'll go to. She wasn't going to just be smashing. So that was like the big deal, like who could get with Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
We all, but like,
was he bitter?
Obviously. Yeah, he felt the way.
The true reason of Rockefeller's breaking.
But everybody knows that shit. Like we were both. I
heard it, but I didn't.
Yeah, but what they be trying to act like he was like really flowers and doing all this shit. Like he was courting her. So we were both going hard. And we ended up in the same house, 4th of July. So we were, for some reason, this day.
Wait a minute, you, Jay, and Aaliyah ended up in the same house?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it was like one day it might lean toward him, and then it would lean toward me. But I was just on fire that week. Like I was just, everything I was saying was funny. You know what I'm saying? It was like, and I remember coming downstairs, like, you know, it happened. He was like, I said, you know, this is going to be hard for me. Because he was like, because like, you know, his friends were laughing at him.
We also know that Jay-Z allegedly had inappropriate relations with Rihanna at one point, which is why Beyoncé, who has already been formally cheated on once and knows he has a cruel streak, refuses to work with her. Simply watch this video and tell me that nothing is happening.
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyonce celebrity B?
I hope to God not. But she was around. And she's very... she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry.
Well,
what I will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he is.
Yeah. Like pushing to get this out of Rihanna, and when it does, man, it made me feel very, very uncomfortable.
Audition. Yes. But before I met him, I was so nervous. I was shaking literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming.
You had to sing a cappella for him?
Yes, I had to sing. I sang Fun to Replay. I sang another ballad from the album last time. Yeah.
So then what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, I'm very interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, he did it whole
I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady.
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
So you was like, where's the pen? Where's the paper? I'm signing.
Yeah.
The audience is so uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if Tyra was trying to get that on the record, but my God, what Jaguar? He threatened her. This is her own words coming out of her mouth. And she was a kid at that time, correct?
15-year-old girl who had been flown to the United States without parental supervision or a chaperone, brought to a grown man's office in a large corporate Manhattan building. Everybody knew when she flew in. I was there the day she got signed. Everyone was talking about it. And the 6 hours that she spent with him, and the 4 hours that she spent alone with him with no parental supervision. Her father didn't show up to the next day to come and collect the check.
Well, and
this isn't her life.
The rumors were even beyond that, right? That Jay-Z was cheating on Beyonce with her when she was
Very much
17
so.
is what a lot of this came out through a publicist who later then
Have
had
you
to
spoken
apologize.
to my friend Jonathan Hay? You should talk to Jonathan.
Please.
Because Jonathan was there. He was right there working with Rihanna. And it was right when they started crafting her to be seen as a brand and commodity only and not a person.
Although Jay-Z and Beyoncé are the subject of numerous serious accusations, do you think any of them are accurate? Tell us in the comments section below.